Alright, so I thought I'd start out my first video with a topic that's been thrown around a lot lately and doesn't really have a specific definition for it, but I figured since it's been thrown around a lot lately, and I'd give my definition of what it means, and maybe you can gain a little bit more clarity about what it means to you. So, the topic I'm talking about is life purpose or purpose. We're going to keep it short. So basically, for me, it comes down to three major things, which is um, finding purpose in contributing to the human race to ensure the survival of it, um, doing something that's meaningful to you, and providing a service that comes from the non-ego. So something that's not is not selfless, you could say. It's not something that you're doing just to prove yourself that you're greater than somebody else. That's what I'm saying. So the first one was, I mentioned that contributing something to ensure the sustainability and the survival of the human race. So this could be different ways. It could be either being a farmer or creating a business, creating a non-profit, and just doing your part, whatever you believe is gonna contribute to the survival of the human race. So maybe you want to create a nonprofit that stops human traffickers, or maybe you want to be a farmer that's creating a new type of method that's gonna produce thousands of more acres of food with a certain amount of land, or maybe just want to create a coffee shop where people come and get there, get their work done, get their day started off on the right note. Or maybe you want to do something a little bit different. Maybe you want to go into music. Maybe you want to go into fashion. And at first, it might not seem like it's contributing to the survival of the human race, but indirectly, maybe it is. I mean, just think about it. You're you can you're doing something that's perhaps gonna inspire the next generation of artists. You understand? Maybe your work is so phenomenal. Excuse me. It's so extraordinary that other people want to follow in your footsteps. They're gonna replicate the work that you're doing. They're gonna study off of it. So maybe it's doing something like that. You see? It's and again, it's doing something that's meaningful to you. So it is doing something that comes from the heart. That comes from the core. It's something that you really are connected emotionally and mentally to. You're doing it because it's not that you have to, but you want to. You know what you're doing is going to contribute to the greater good of the human race, of the world, of mankind. So it just brings you a certain fulfillment that only this can be done. Purpose also means to me is doing something that comes from the non ego. So doing something that's not to do to for for yourself. So in other words, maybe for me, finding purpose is not working in a career that's making 6 7 figures, becoming a multimillionaire, owning so many cars, properties, just being famous. Because at the end of the day, if that's what I'm chasing, then I'm not going to find fulfillment. Because that's not what I'm after. I'm after what's going to be impacting society? How am I going to be improving it? How am I going to be giving my share of service to humanity? Because if I continue down the route where it's egotistical, I'm only going to keep chasing the carrot at the end of the stick. I might get it once in a while, but it's not going to help me. It's not going to satisfy me. You understand? So I thought I'd leave a few questions with you before I conclude this video, just to sort of, if you have any trouble figuring out what your purpose is, or just want to start digging in there, let's try to figure out what it might be. So some questions you could ask are, what are some of my interests and personal areas of strength that could be combined to find a potential career path? So try to figure out what areas in your life you're interested in. What are your strengths? So for example, are you good at leadership? Are you good at organizing? Are you a very responsible person that a lot of people could rely on? Are you very insightful? And with those two, you kind of get an idea of what could be a potential career path for you. And I know there's tools out there to figure out what are your areas of strength. I think there's the top 5 exam or test. I know I've taken it before too. I think it's called Strength Finder 2.0. So it gives you a pretty good idea of what your areas of strength might be, and from there it gives you what are some potential fields that you would be pretty good at. Another question to ask is, how can I cover what my heart is telling me? So listening to your heart, sometimes it's hard because you kind of don't know what it is. You have a feeling in there, and you really can't put it into words what it is. So at this point, you kind of have to do some soul searching. Just like I said, look around, try different things. Doesn't matter if you fail. We all fail. I failed many times. But at the end of the day, if you're consistent, if you're persistent, eventually you'll have to find the answer for it. So take some time, really dwell on what your heart is telling you. Really listen, and try to see what's in there, because that could be a strong sign that that's your purpose. Maybe it's this idea you have in the back of your head that's been there for years, but you just haven't been able to put it into words, put it into perspective, actually what it is. So just play around with it. Another question to ask is, what issues am I emotionally and mentally captivated by? Would I like to make a difference with these issues? If so, how can I get involved to get an insight of what this field is like, to see if I might be interested? So start getting your feet wet. Intern, volunteer, watch videos on YouTube, talk with people. Start getting an idea, start getting a little taste what it might be like. Alright, so I'll leave you with that, and hopefully you can take something that you find the value. Leave any comments below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. So until next time.